All right, everyone, what is up? I am live. Yes, indeed. Let's see who we get up in here. I decided to go live. This is like 3 days in a. No, I didn't go live yesterday, but I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. So if you're new to this channel, I appreciate you. Subscribe and hit the bell, man. Let's talk stocks. You gotta hit the bell because I don't know when I'm gonna go live. So you definitely need that notification. Um, I titled this video "Green Everywhere" because I heard that on CNBC. I was like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that's a. I was actually typing up my title that came up. So let's uh let's see what's going on, man. I always pull up my FinViz. This is my favorite look at the markets. One thing I noticed, well, and I noticed lately that for whatever reason we jump out of the gate and the markets just tend to want to drift down. Just you know, we come out the gate, edge up a little bit, come to 12 o'clock, and then you just start drifting down. And it looks like we're getting the same thing today. One thing I noticed that's different today is with the heat map, because lately, wow, it's a lot of green on the board. It's actually reversed from what we've been seeing. Because I'm noticing that's what's been different, right? Is the big caps. The When I say big, I mean the mega caps, and those are the big boxes, right? The larger the box, the larger the market cap. So we see Apple's up. I think Apple's up bigger. It's actually giving some of that back. And so Microsoft is down. Google's down. Finally. Facebook is down. Finally. And Amazon is up. Amazon is actually the bullish stock, the most bullish that out of everything. I like Amazon and I like Tesla. Yeah, those are the two stocks that I'm super bullish on right now because they're not on their highs. They're not sitting at record highs looking to get more record highs. No, I think the way this market is, you don't want to play it that way. You want to play stocks maybe coming that was in consolidation, right? So with the stocks that people can probably rotate into, and Amazon and Tesla is those stocks, and they're kind of proving it today. So you can see they're up just a little bit, 0.5%. All right, so let's go to the charts. Let's talk some stocks. So I'm gonna need your help, man. If you're watching a replay, just put something in a ticker symbol, and we will revisit it on the next video. But if you are live, come on in, give me a stock, and let's talk about it. Man, I see. If I'm not ready, I gotta. This always changes on me. If you're on Thinkorswim, let me know why this time axis always changes. I usually have it at 50, and it just changes by itself. So I was on Twitter. I normally don't comment on somebody's tweet, but they was kind of saying, "Yeah, man, Peloton's going down, blah blah." And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm in it. I'm in it. I think the guy's wrong. So I figure I wanted to talk about that one first. Why not? Instead of the typical stocks, I don't talk about this one too much. But I am for the most part long-term bullish on Peloton. I actually believe in the story, but I know they had a lot of sales. They had a lot of pull forward, and now that's gone. They had some issues with recalls, and they lowered the price of their bikes or whatever. So they got growing pains, I'll call it. And so long term, I think the stock actually heads higher, but it's growing pains. So anyway, one thing about the stocks is so obvious right here. I'm gonna say right there. That's a huge level of support. So the reason why I like it, and I think they're wrong, because of the previous times they would have been wrong. Because it always seems to, and it may undercut here, but from the past, we drew a wick, right, and then we started heading higher. So if you can see, this is the reversal area. This is kind of a good time to get in if you want to be bullish, or if you just want to play the trade. I'm not saying that this thing is off to the races from here. It's a trade, right? So because it's a huge level of support. I remember, even here, I remember these were earnings, I think, and it just batted down and made it above, tested up, down, boom, 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 up, down, broke below, but it immediately got rejected. And I think I was in it on this one. I did a video, and when you see something like that, you just got to get back in. This is almost that needle nose bottom, I think they call it. Not quite. You want these two candles to be exact, if I'm correct, but I always say close enough. So anyway, and you can see, look, it just went up. If you would have got in here after the needle nose, let's go ahead and do a measurement on that. 35%, right? So come down. Do we do another needle nose? I think we, the action today was actually quite wild here. You can see these. Now I'm going to clear this box here. Let's remove that one. You can see how we out of the gate and then slam, right? Just hitting this level of resistance up here and up and then slam, So great trading stock right here. If you're looking at this, you'll say, bet you this goes up to here again, So, but I actually think this one's going to hold. And if it breaks above here, then we can go higher, but it's definitely in the test range. So if I pull back, zoom out a little bit, let's go back to that. Let me see the daily and the weekly. Let's go back to the weekly. No, let's go back to the hourly. Yeah. And you can see the gap down. I believe that was earnings. And then you can see the trade down, right? It's just selling off and got a bottom. Got another bottom and still sideways action. So there's the range, and it showed you, right? I always draw these square boxes on my videos, right? Came down, established a new range. Now what, right? So generally it's going down, it'll still head down, but we are at a level of support. So let's see what happens. But whichever way it breaks, if it breaks out of this range to the upside, I do believe it's going up. And if it breaks out of this range to the downside, I believe it's going down. But with the downside, I don't know. I don't think it'll be long term. It could be. And that's because, remember this, right? So you had that long whoosh, and then look, just brought right back up. Look at all the volume that came into. So maybe the same thing happens here. I know if we break this, look out, man. That won't be good, right? That's 80. That's another 20% from here. So I don't know, but yeah, so I guess you can make 20%. If it breaks this, it's probably coming down to here. Here's another level right here, about 90, but that's not a strong one. So keep an eye out with Peloton. So let's look at one of my faves. I'm really impressed with Amazon. I bring this one up almost in every video because I have to. I mean, I threw this out with the trash. I took off a lot of my positions when this fake out happened. I was like, man, and I was long, boy. Shoot, I was like, what does my man JRA say? I had retirement trades going on like forever, but I was proven wrong. See, that candle just took out the prior weeks, and I got out, and I thought it was coming down here. That's why the circle's there, but no, it landed on resistance, and of course that is a level. But I thought it would pit stop here and then continue to go down. Nice bounce. Right, this is the weekly. We still got another day to draw, and you could see it on it. It's at the top of the range again. It's coming out. I think that's bullish. It's almost. I mean, I'm gonna have to measure this from where it was when it reported earnings to where it hit today. It's just another 5% to go. Does it revisit it? I don't know. But the stochastic looks good. Volume is looking okay. And just the price action. That's the weekly. Look at the daily. Right? Just, man, up 11% in 10 days. I mean, percent a day. Incredible. 9 days. Well, 10 days. So I like that. That's great right there. You had a similar move here. That was 11% in 18 days. And then look at the pullback. It wasn't much. It brought down maybe 3.5%. And then you took the next leg up. Does the same thing happen here? I don't know. But right now that I got it zoomed in, you could see that perfect level of support. Resistance. And that's what it's fighting right now. So it might take a little pullback. Hopefully it doesn't go to the bottom of the range. But, maybe here. What's up, JRH? In the house. It's got Alexa going on. All right, so, yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm trying to figure out a way to get longer. I don't have any more capital to kind of throw at it. I have to sell something to get longer on Amazon. And I'm looking at that. I'm just deciding what to sell because, I like it, and I think it. I got time to think about it. Let's just see how it acts. Let's see if it pulls back. Let's come back out to the weekly. I like it out of all the stocks. I mean, you look at what Google's up today. Let's go to Google. Google's down today. And I'm pulling up these stocks because these is what's been powering the market. It hasn't been the normal stocks. It's just been like 6 stocks or so, and I'd rather getting like say, like a stock like Amazon or something like that. I don't want to buy that there saying, yeah, I'm going to buy it here at 228.75 and I'm expecting to get another 5 to 10%. That's going high. It's just tough, man. It's tough. But it's a good stock to own. It's down 1% today. I mean, so, maybe people are thinking like me. Maybe they're like, you know what? Google's a great stock, but it might be a little ahead of itself. So the Qs are finally negative. The Qs went down 32 cents. Just flat for the most part. The Qs up too, right? So you can see how Amazon is. You can see the relative strength there. It's got a stock like Microsoft. It's another one that's just been pulling it, right? This one's down 0.4%. And I drew these lines because you could just see that it's typically not a stock that just hangs out that far above the moving averages. So, when it gets there, you almost got to say, maybe I'll lighten up, or just wait if you're looking to get in. Saying, because look at the opportunities that you get, and it's not that many because from here to here, that's 3 months, but you got it, right? So what's this? And then you come here, right? So you went from March to May. There's another 2 months. But now look. I mean, May was the last time this thing came into the averages, and here it is September. So you had a nice gain up in there. But if you're looking to get long, I'm just like, I don't want to mess with this one. It's up 25% since May. It's crazy. It's nice. It's nice if you was in it. But it's 25%, so let's let it pull back a little bit. This is definitely something you want to get in, like Google, Microsoft, all of these big techs. But there's got to be a better opportunity ahead. I mean, it's just, they just overinflated. And that's why I like Tesla. There's a segue. I meant to say Amazon, but Tesla's not there yet. And this is why it's up 0.25% when the market's down. It's showing some relative strength. Right, and riding that trend line, it looks like it's a little off. Damn, I can't draw. Let me go ahead and remove that. Let's redraw it. There we go. Right, so it's riding that trend line, coming up into this level of resistance. Probably got a little ways to go. Maybe another % or so. But I don't know. I think it comes up to these all-time highs. I'm not even one of them Tesla fanboys. That's not me. I'm just trying to find a stock that's going to make me money. So, but yeah, I'm liking it. These are the only 2 that I like. So I don't know what there is to talk about. Let me pull up the heat map, see what else I can look at. Home Depot. I always love. I bought some actual shares in Home Depot just the other day, and not much. I think $100. I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if it was that much. I did the partial shares, just because. And you see how it's pulled back a little bit, and I see it's into the averages. This is the weekly, right? And that's why these circles, it's in there, and so I'll take it. It's at its average. It's at its 9 days, at its 20-day. So hey, it's a great price as long as you think it's going up. It's not sitting way up here. These tops like the other stocks I was just looking at. It's into the averages, so I'll take average. I think that's a good buy if this is something that you want to get into. They're all toppy. I mean, the whole the market's just crazy. Let's pull up the SPY. Did I talk about that yet? Because I want to show you the trend line on that. That is insane. What a move. Every time I look at this, I'm like, wow. But we can chart this, right? So I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to bring down the weekly. Trying to see. Yeah, let's chart it. And let's just draw a line because it's actually trending perfect right there. and let's look at it. All right, we gotta make it. We gotta get it a little closer, and you could see how it gave us opportunity, right? So touching the trend. If this is the new trend, let's try to get it on a trend, right? Just drawing all these opportunities, but you can see where it is now. For the most part, I mean, damn, from here, this is just powerful, powerful. From here, November last year to to February, good 3 month period before we had to pull back to just the trend line, the new trend line, right? So it stayed elevated that long, and then from March to May, another 2 months before we pull back to the trend. And then June, we pulled back to the trend. And then July, we pulled back to the trend. Now we go into September. So maybe, a little pullback is due. And this is a little pullback. It's not even a big one. I think a bigger one's coming, but we could at least expect this little pullback. I mean, what is this? What is that? 2%? Oh my gosh, is that the 10%? 2%'s the new 10%. You said you in cash except for my Neo. It's a good call on that Neo, by the way. I was checking it out today. It said long-term call, debt leap. I made some cash scalping. Yeah, good deal, man. I was checking out that Neo today. I was like, all right. I think I remember you said you was in it. Yeah, man, it's just up there. It's just, and I got into, I moved my TSP plan because that's all I could trade really, to 50% small caps. And I think as soon as I'm just hoping for a pullback like tomorrow or something, any kind of pullback. Now I'm moving 100% small. I'm maybe 10% SPY, 100% or 90% small caps. So before I talk about that, I'll just bring up that Neo real quick. Yeah, up 3.5%. Right off the bottom. It's perfect, man. Why did we draw those circles? Was we expecting a bounce there? Can't remember. But yeah, play it. It looks like it finally got that springboard action off of that bottom. And it's even a higher low. So I kind of like that. It didn't actually come down here. So it's bouncing before it kind of came down to there. So I like it. Of 3.5% on a day like today when the NASDAQ is down. So I don't know how high it can go. Right? If it busts out that triangle, it's going really high. Because that's like a spring. It's like a spring load, right? So it just starts to just explode. And maybe it'll struggle here. But I don't know. I always see things like when it has a move like that, you might as well revisit the top of the range. But if there's any kind of pullback, it just doesn't happen. You just got to hope it doesn't settle in to... I'm stretching right now if you can't see me. You just hope it don't settle into too much, right, with the pullback. Check it out. Like if the market pulls back, let's say it's down 2%, and this is like down 1.5, 1, that's good. Those are good signs, that if it's, as long as it's doing better than the market. And that's how I kind of measure relative strength. I just look at what it's doing compared to the market. I don't need the RSI indicator or anything like that. And I know it works for some people, but I just kind of look at how it compares to the market. And then on a day like, the best sign about a good stock is if when we do have that whoosh down, and it's like down not even a whoosh, but say 2%, people will be panicking right now. So if it's down like 2%, 2.5%, and your stock is green, barely green, or barely red, oh, that's telling you that's a winner right there. On a day like that, they're not selling it off. So when it goes up, it's going to go up. So I always like looking at stocks like that to find out the future winners or what's going to be a winner. Because when they selling things off and like everything's got to go, right? Everything's out. And those, some stocks are just not, they're kind of just hanging in there. Yeah, you'd be like, okay, I'm watching that. I'm going to get me some of that, So, you said you're feeling like Michael Burry. This market is way ahead of itself. And you never know. You just, I'm trying to think of the right words. Like the call to bring it down. It's just going to do what it wants to do. It's like when a lot of people start to expect it to go down, that's when it just continues to go up. Until you capitulate, until you say, F it, I'm in, I'm missing it. And then that's when it comes down. Oh, man. But I don't know. I'm just using caution. I'm just not trying to be greedy because I made good money. I'm like, you know what? If I would made no money for the rest of the year and the market took off from out, I'm actually good with that. I would be a little sour, like, oh, I missed it, but you know what? We made money. We was just being cautious. You know what I mean? So I'm good with that. I'm just trying to be a little bit cautious, but I do think we do go higher. I don't know. Just we need some pull. Oh, so let's go back to the IWM because that stock we talked about that the other day, and it's just look at that. See, this is what's next, and I'm not 100% believe it yet because you can see how many times it tagged off of that top and just went straight to the bottom of the range. Let's bring it down like that and get this adjusted. Right? It just goes right back. So we might have the same thing here. It's been doing it for a year. Why not? Why not when it gets here, it just goes back down? So it's up 80.8% today. But I don't know. Someone's telling me that I think this is it. I think this is it. This whole range, look at the stochastic. It's the lowest it's been. It's starting to separate. Not, hold on. I can't even forget which one is my fastest. It's going so anyway, it's starting to separate, right? So I like that. I got to change my lines here. One's supposed to be green. One's supposed to be red. So yeah, and so this time it's like a better setup right here going up. Like here, you can see it was already at an oversold, overbought moment. Same with here, but now it's not, and it's basically at the top of the range. So I like that. I like this being the new S&P because it's just been taking a break, and maybe it's ready for higher prices now. But if this breaks, it could be lower prices. And the thing is, the small caps, they move fast, man. So you gotta, they move fast. They're fast movers. So it looks good today. Next, the next 2 days we're down here and breaking low. So you can see here I got the monthly up. I was just looking at the stochastic, but the monthly is still showing like way over up here, way over bought. So. You never know, but I just like that. I like that. And the EEM, I don't like the EEM too much, but I just like it because, and I'll show you why I don't like it too much. Is this the monthly? My charts are jacked. There it is. Yeah, see, my line is time axis. See, I had just changed it at 50 in the beginning. Let's go 25. Just keeps changing. I don't know why it does that. And that's all I'm going to get. Can I do the yearly? Look at the yearly. That looks like it wants to break out. But let's do the monthly. I don't like that. You know what? Let me try FinViz real quick. I just don't like the way it looks. It's drawing. It's not giving me everything. Well, maybe that's not. Anyway, you can see the last 10 years, I guess, is going back, and you can see that line right here and how we just broke above it. We're testing it, and it looks like it, we finally get a breakout after 10 years of this. Now, the one reason why I don't like it, because it does do this, it just, so therefore, when it does break out, I don't really want this, I want some upside. So, that's why I'm like, I like it, but then I'm like, it's why would this change? This is the volatility of it. It had a nice run between 216 and 218. I want another one of those. But since it would be a multi-year breakout, why not? We might get one of those. So that's why I'm liking, especially if the world gets back on the, getting the jab, right? And everything's starting to go back to normal. It seems like the conditions will be perfect. What's happening in the United States will start to happen overseas, and you can see some growth like we got going on in the S&P, in the cues. I don't. It's weird. I said growth, but it's really not growing like that. It's just the stocks is just going up. But anyway, oh man. So yeah, you can see some kind of run rally like that. So those are my favorite things. So I like Amazon, Tesla, the small caps as a group, and the EEM kind of. And we talked about that in the other video. Um, what I wanted to do, the ARCs. We got to talk about them. I like that. It's not being. I remember, but I was in the ARC fund, by the way, way back here in 20. I was holding it 2017 and somewhere maybe even 2016, 2015. I think back here because it was before I was with Schneider. Yeah, so I was with Schneider to 2016. It was back here. And it wasn't doing much. I was like, man, this fund sucks. So, and it was just doing nothing. I really liked everything about it. I read for the most part, this prospectus, and so I liked it. Jumped in, and just wasn't doing anything. And I remember getting out because it didn't do anything. But I forgot. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I think. Oh, so will it do this again for the most part? Will it do this? Did we have the run and we're just gonna do this long sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down? So I actually worry about that. But if you go to the week, it does look like it. It looks like it does wants to just keep doing that, doing what it was doing. But it's a little head and shoulders right here, reverse head and shoulders. But if you pull up the monthly, it looks like it might wants to break out. So, I guess I like it for higher. But just be aware. Remember, I said it first that we always have the possibility of this thing hanging out in here for years. Yeah, just for years. Just because, and I don't know why. I don't know it's because she's buying and selling. I don't know. But I was in it back here, and that's all it would do. And the market was going up. Like when you look back here, that's not the SPY, the Qs. What is that, 2015, 2016? So I come here and look at 2015, look, it was going up. And that fund was just stagnant. And I was in it for, I think, I'm going to say close to a year. It just wasn't doing anything. So I was like, I got out and found some other things to put my money at. And then it's funny because shortly after I got out, well, not really, it was continued to do nothing. And because it didn't take off for the most part until that low last year. Let me go back. Yeah, it was just doing not much, even though from here, yeah, I was just suspecting bigger things. It was a run right here. You just can't see it. So, that's how I look at it. Anyway, what am I getting at? All right, I like that. I like that to go higher. I just hope it doesn't do this sideways action. And then ARKF, I'm long that as well. I like this better, actually. One thing I don't like about it, I think Robinhood is pretty big position. I don't know. I'm not bullish on Robinhood like that. But, I don't know. I'm going to pull up Robinhood. Yeah, so not much really sense. We thought it was going to be that meme stock, and I guess not. And the SEC's talking about banning that whole payment for order flow. I don't think it will happen, but if they do, the stock is done. They got to reinvent themselves to find a way to make money. Maybe become a crypto exchange because that's where they make most of their money. And it's not even like crypto. It's Doge. It's like one coin. But they made like 36% of their profits came off of Doge. So something like that is just like, yeah, I don't know. I don't like that, Suppose Doge dies or, becomes, it just don't be the hot coin no more. Then what? So I forgot their coin listings. I'm gonna go on there right now and see what kind of coins you could buy. I know it's where's my phone? I know it's a little weird because I think they show some cryptos, but you can't actually buy it like XRP, and that's you can't really buy that nowhere in the United States because they're going through that SEC lawsuit thing. Heck, it's making me log in. I don't even know if I could do it. Damn, unable to log in with provided credentials. Okay. I done forgot my username and password. It's been that long. Okay, I can't do it. Wait, maybe it's this. Watch me get locked out of my account. No, I don't know. I'm gonna have to do one of those email text things. But I was gonna go in there and see what's available for the crypto. Bitcoin. Got that up here somewhere. Finally got the ticker. It was a nice run. It totally got rejected at 50,000 today. But I was looking at it from last night, especially Ethereum. But they just started running. Where's it's the hourly? Let's see. Yeah, right here. Yesterday at 1 o'clock. I don't know what happened. It went from these are 30-minute bars. It went from 47,500 up to 48,700 in 30 minutes. I was like, what happened here? And I just thought it was gonna. I was like, wow, did somebody buy? Did Elon make a tweet? And then from yesterday at what time is that? About 1 o'clock to is that 15 hours later? I would say it took it was up 7%, but now it's seen as taking a little breather, I guess. I don't know. It basically hit that $50,000 wall, and just said, you know. So I guess Bitcoin does trade a little bit like stocks, but once it gets over that, I think it's just going to be off to the races, because it hit that pretty hard from way down here. Just right. It was at 46, so it hit it a couple weeks ago. I think this was August 23rd, and just a slow drift. I thought we was gonna go down to 40,000 or so. Right, we hung down there at 46,000, bounced up, came back down, and then all of a sudden yesterday I won. And I was listening to the news and whatnot. They didn't even talk about it, as far as like maybe they knew something I didn't know. Thought somebody did something. And look at the volume that popped in there too as well. So you have that volume. Same here. It's interesting because they're just about at the same level, almost 47,000 area. So if you want to get into Bitcoin, that would be the level, I guess, to wait for. You might get that pop. Seems like there's a buyer, single buyer in there, 47,000. Oh man, same here. A little bit right there as well. Look at that volume. Oh, that's the one I was just looking at. Then here's another volume, and sure enough, right at 47,000. Just big spikes, just driving it up. So I don't know who that is. I bet you that's a company or something. I don't think that's a group of individuals. I have a feeling it's somebody. Just my opinion. I don't know. Anybody saying nothing? All right, so I'm gonna make this video short today. The video, I think I did a 2-hour video yesterday. I'm not getting a lot of views on this, but I don't have much to talk about. Not really excited about a lot of things. I wish we can just get the pullback over with. I do that. It's just a lot of people starting to expect it here, and the market's starting to roll over again, and it's been doing this for the last several days. You see the futures in the morning might be up 30, and then just before the market opens, it's going to be up 150. And you're like, oh my gosh, we're doing it again? Then it rallies, it sinks or rallies into lunch, and then it just sells off. So it's definitely showing toppy signs. It's been doing this for a while now. So and now the difference is these guys ain't participating, the Google and Facebook and Microsoft. This I think is the first time that all three of them, Apple's barely hanging on 0.3, and we already know Amazon and Tesla is coming from a different space, right? So these guys, Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Apple, they're already in the stratosphere, and Amazon and Tesla was not. So the good thing, like Apple, and we'll pull that up because that's a stock that's to me showing relative strength. It should kind of, well, look at the rolls, kind of trying to roll over, but it's still green. So I got my little gray box here. I think somebody asked about this yesterday or something. You see it breaking out, right? So maybe on that this pullback, if we get one, look at that thing. This will be something to get into, right? Because it's kind of showing that strength, like it wants to go in. Breakout. That breakout looks official. It looks official. And cleared this one straw, right here. Oh, I hate those, by the way, at tops. I just hate them. Those are signs of lots of resistance. Anyway, so it looks like it cleared it with no problem, and maybe it rolls back in like a lot of stocks did during earnings season. It kind of peaked up and just rolled over. But I don't know. I think Apple's for real for some reason. Just looking down. Let's go down to here's the daily. Breaking out this little consolidation here. It's just going. See the weekly. I'm just trying to examine volume here. And here's the breakout. So, there's really no volume on the breakout. So that's kind of suspect, So you want to see some volume kind of bringing it up and out. It's actually some of the lowest volume. See my little average volume bar. That's 50-day moving average on the volume. You could just see how it's just coming down for the breakout. And I mean, for the last, it's the weird thing, to here. And this is September last. Wait a minute. No, that's not. What am I? This is the weekly, right? Okay, come down here. Yeah, this is September last year. We haven't, for the most part, we can't even get days above the average 50 volume. Right? It was all hitting it all through here, hitting it occasionally, hitting it really over here. But look, all of this year and some of last year, we ain't even go over that line. Just kind of coming down. It's just makes you go, I won't say it's serious because it's just because, I mean, since 2008, the volume has been down really. I mean, so it could be like that forever and the stock just continues to go up, right? So here's the weekly, and you see here's 2008, and you can see how it kind of was like that. We had some here, but all the way to the February 15th, and there just wasn't a lot of people. It wasn't getting up there. We know there was a lot of people here, people selling everything they had. This was more, 2008, by the way, was more scarier to me than last year because it lasted. I mean, companies was going out of business. We was days. I mean, if the government didn't react, there was it was like ATMs wasn't even going to work at some banks and stuff. They was like, man, you was going to be lucky to get paid, and it was crazy, so that was more scarier because you could feel it even if you wasn't looking at the stock market. And then here, I guess the only thing you was worried about in March is it was where and I don't want to say these key words, wearing the MASK and the whole thing, but yeah, it was fast, it was hard and steep. It was scary, but it just bounced so quick you didn't have a chance to think about it. And over here went a couple of months, and Lehman Brothers failure, and then AIG, and some other things that was almost going to fail, and it was just kind of crazy. So I was definitely more scared. And you could see the recovery wasn't even rapid. And look, just to get to here was, what was that? 20. I'm not in 2008. Hold on. Go to 2008. Is this 2008? Yeah. Just to get back to the kind of average was, that's not 2008. Here we go. Just to get to not even the top, was, it took over a year, right? So anytime you just thought we was gonna fail and kind of go back down, you just thought it was gonna roll over. But man, this thing is so sharp, and what's really amazing is that, I mean, I don't care what's going on, because a lot of things are not really fully open. And here's the top. We was doing everything was all good right here, right? It was all good. Everybody booming. Disney World, Disney parks packed. Movie studios rocking and rolling. Full movie theaters. Great unemployment rate. How are we way up here? And things are just, I don't get this still. And I know money's being thrown into the economy, but just makes, all right. So when we get to this point where everything is just rocking and rolling, right? Are we going to be another 100% higher? I don't know. Maybe that's when we finally do pull up everything. Everything has to be open. Everything, right? So that's what I'm maybe thinking. Just open up everything. Everything is rocking and rolling. Theaters going right. And then that's maybe when we got to worry. And then there's hardly no COVID cases. It's probably none of those. And then maybe that's it. It's done. It's over. So I don't know. But that run from here to where we are today, this is when everything was A-okay, to where we are today is up 33%. Are we 33% better than here? Well, some of those big tech stocks are, and I think that's why they're running. But not everybody, and I think that's why we saw small caps stall, because that's America. That's America's stock, I like to call it. But when we get out of this whole thing, I think we're gonna explode out of there. Kind of like this. It'll be like a catch-up trade, and that's why I like the small caps. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it. If you wanted a stock and you missed it, you catching the replay, just go ahead and put it in the comments. You could tweet it at me, man, Dre Trades. Or get on Instagram, send me a inbox. Or however you communicate on Instagram, because I don't even know how to do it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. JRH, thanks for joining. Jury Box on the replay. And everyone else that's watching on the replay. Thanks for watching, y'all. This is Dre Trades. Peace.